I've never prayed like I prayed that day. I've never hoped like I hoped that day. I've never felt that way again. That day I learned to.
Mr. and Mrs. Nadira X and Swish. AtStreetLevel wants to know, what is the state of hip hop now, and do you think it's lost its way?
No, I think it's not in a bad state. I don't think it's lost its way. I think there's just doesn't seem to be a lot of balance in what is being put out to the public.
Yeah,
so,
I just think it's kind of like a narrow road. Or the analogy I like to use is you go into a buffet, and when you go into a buffet, it's kind of, you pay to go into a buffet and you pay to eat a multitude of things. But when you walk into the music buffet, it's a multitude of things, but they're all the same thing. They're all like French fries, or they're all
salads are in the back.
Yeah, it's all chicken strips. But when you go into a buffet, you pay to have a variety of things. And I think right now the music industry, it's the music industry as a whole. It's not diverse enough. I think the one thing that's cool about being independent artists is we have a rapport with regular consumers, regular fans, and we're easily accessible and we're tangible. And so they talk to us a lot about how music is and what they don't like about music and what they think is missing in music and what they think is wrong with music. And that's one of the biggest complaints is people say that it's not diverse enough. They want to be able to have a multitude of things to choose from instead of a straight lane of 2 Chainz and Drakes and Wiz Khalifa's, which they're being successful, and that's good, which speaks on the state of hip hop. But at the same time, you want to be able to have people like Common and people like Talib Kweli and people who have a different vision of how music sounds to them do well on the mainstream thing. So, but as far as hip hop, I think it's good.
I think it's in a good place. You just want to be able to turn the radio on and hear other artists.
Yeah, I mean, as of right now, you got Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole, Big Crit, Tito Lopez, Mississippi Boys. You got there's a lot of people coming up. Currency, Dom Kennedy. There's a lot of people coming up that have names. Currency Spitter that really excite the base, the core hip hop fans, which is cool. So I mean, the state of hip hop itself is not really in a bad place. It's just that when it comes to the decision making at the top, you kind of want it to be a little more diverse, take chance a little bit. But
okay, I've heard your EP, which is Swish on the Buttons. Swish, your sound is very unique. Just explain the vibe that you're trying to create with this debut. And for you, Nadira, what did you want to create?
You want to go first?
What did I want to create? I mean, for me, music, how I approach any project I'm doing, I like to use the word organic and kind of just go in the direction of where the track is taking me. But my writing, I think over the years, have pretty much stayed the same on touching on personal and social issues. So, I mean, I'm a little bit more grittier on this project, and I think that's where the tracks take me. And I don't know what.
I mean, I have to handle all the production and the concepts basically. So it's kind of dope that she kind of trusts my ear, because usually you have to go and search out for production. As a solo artist, we're solo artists as well, so you kind of have to go out and seek production. But I don't know. I just think a lot of people say that my sound is big, or I remember Anna Visi, who is a Greek legend. She once told me that I was I was really ambitious in sound, and I think that kind of describes it. I think I'm ambitious. I try to make it as big and as musical as possible. But at the same time, like with this project, I wanted Mr. and Mrs. to be aggressive. The one thing I didn't want people to hear when they thought a married couple making hip hop was that it was going to be cheesy, or it was going to be like pop, or something crazy. I wanted it to be fully hip hop to its core. And so that's the only thing in mind that I had when I was producing it.
I think it's a true representation of who we are individually,
Yeah.
and how we are together. So
Yeah. It's it's the struggle, it's the ambition, it's the socio-political commentary, it's the aggressiveness from me, I know for sure. But, and the profanity. I mean, you just get it all. It's music. You know what I mean? It's art. So
still a story.
yeah.
Can you explain your creative process and what has inspired this first collaborative project?
Dave Stewart
Yeah.
sent us an email while we were in Jamaica and was like, you guys, he had seen us perform in London together, and he thought that we did a good job together and we looked good together and we had great chemistry. So he suggested we do a couple of tracks together and probably an album. So when we did a couple of tracks and sent it to him, he was like, "Yes, this is."
Yeah.
He was
excited.
Yeah, he was excited, and then he named us Mr. and Mrs. and we were both like,
Almost
"Mr. and
immediately. Yeah.
Yeah, he was like, "What are you guys gonna call yourself?" And we were like, we didn't even know we were doing it." And he came back with an email like 5 minutes later, and we're like, "Well, it's Mr. and Mrs." And we were like, "What?"
Yeah, we kind of fumbled with the name a little bit.
Mr. and Mrs. No, we don't. But he was like, no, it's Mr. and Mrs. And so that's what inspired us actually pushing forward with it. And
Yeah, I think we've been working together since 2008. Really.
Yeah.
I mean, she already had stuff that I would like write over, or I produced stuff for her, or we'd done shows, Chicago and Santa Barbara in colleges and that whole thing. We'd done shows together before, but it was the kind of thing where we had discussed doing an album together like later on. It wasn't a kind of thing where we were just like, yo, the next project, let's do an album together. And then like she said, Dave, he heard us together, and then we sent the songs out. When we sent the songs out, he was excited, other people were excited. So, it just kind of gave us the idea to, let's go ahead and put our energy and all our effort into doing this, and that's what we've been doing.
I love the track On Everything. Explain that track, because you both get real deep in the video, which accompanies it.
The video company is Weapons of Mass Entertainment.
Yeah.
It's Shane McLafferty. He directed it. We actually, the song came about. I have one of my favorite pieces of gear that I work on is a Juno 6. And I was just playing around with the arpeggiator and came up with the sound of the opening art. And then I came up with the chords after, and I was like, yo, this might be a dope joint. And then I actually had the melody before I even had the drums. And then once I put the drums down, it was dark and it was really aggressive and it was really hard hitting. And I let her hear it, and she didn't know what she was gonna write about it first.
No, I never know actually what I'm going to write. It's kind of like he'll just play the track and I'm like, oh God, I don't even know where I'm gonna go with this. But I mean, once I listen to it like twice in a row, then words just start flowing, and I write a lot.
Yeah.
I write a lot. It's like just flow of poetry, and then I'll just dissect it and make it work.
Yeah, I had the hook idea in the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, because
I did the slowed down
once it's
vocal.
on everything,
Yeah.
then you kind of go, okay, what am I?
I wrote my verse last
What is
too.
the sacrifice? Right.
Yeah.
He usually writes his verses last.
Yeah,
because he's doing all the production.
Yeah.
So I get the easy bit.
I wrote it at like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. You were like sleep, knocked out. She recorded her verse.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. It just came into a song of its own. We didn't know that we actually wanted to do a video for it. We had like 2 or 3 other songs that we wanted to do a video for, that we were lobbying to get done actually. And then we just played a bunch of songs for Shane, and Shane actually heard that song. And Shane was like, yeah, let's do that one. That's the one.
He had the idea of the energy and how to shoot it and have it tell the story of the lyrics. Really just what we're saying. It's very gritty. So yeah.
Yeah, I think actually the fact that he caught the underbelly of LA as well really kind of spoke to how dope the song was, and it was the two together working really well was a good look. Shane's good is what he does.
Yeah.
I also love the track Sucker MCs, which sounds kind of old school. What was the inspiration for that?
I don't know.
Yeah. Once again, Swish kind of just goes, "Hey, you gotta hear this beat that I came up with," and then he played it. And I mean, his idea was to just really take it. To me, the idea was really just to take it back to old school and pay homage to.
Try to
pay homage to. You know, I mean, in my lyrics, I'm talking about Lady G, who, you know, in Jamaica, to me, is an icon of the dancehall scene. She's one of the I don't want to say old school because she's still doing it, but I remember hearing that and Queen Latifah and all these people. So that inspired me to do rap. So I put all of that in my verse.
Yeah.
Because when I heard the track of how he produced it, it brought me back to that era, and I wanted to pay homage to that time.
Yeah, I think it's one of those. I think it's one of those beats. You know, you hear it and automatically you think about gold ropes and 4-finger rings and Adidas jumpsuits and, you know what I mean, like shell toes with the Kango hats. That's immediately what you think of. I said that in, you know, like 2 or 3 bars in my verse. It's, you know, it's just one of those things.
So what are the plans for you? I take it an album's obviously on the cards.
Yeah, I mean, we're obviously there's a full-length album. This is just kind of a taster of what's to come, pretty much. And you know, it's just like a feeler, see how it goes down with the folks.
Yeah, I think you know, it's done well so far. You know, we got press, we got Huffington Post, we got LA Weekly, and all these other things, and you know, people receive it really well, and you know, online presence is looking pretty good. DefSounds.com really took with it and loved it, and some other ones as well. So, you know, it's I think it's insight into who we are as artists together. I think she has her fans, solo artists, and I got mine, solo artists. But I think together it's pretty much an idea of, you know, what the album is gonna sound like. And yeah, I think, you know, the EP's really doing well. I think right now we're concentrated on the promotion of the EP. But you know, as far as the album sounds, you know, the ideal situation would be for it to be released, you know, as, you know, broad audience as possible. But for right now, you know, enjoy the music.
Mm-hmm. Can you tell me about any collaborations you have coming up, or who you'd like to collaborate with?
Like to collaborate with.
Oh yeah.
We got a few. You know, it's a lot.
I'm an Erykah Badu fan.
Yeah, she's a
Jill Scott fan.
Yeah. You know, I'd love to collaborate with Kanye. Obviously, you know, that's like my guy. I'd love to. If I collaborate with him, my career, I can quit at that point. But Bishop Lamont, I think, you know, he's like our big bro. So, you know, we can make a phone call whenever. He's right there to work with us, which is cool because, you know, he's Bishop Lamont. I'd love to collaborate with Kendrick Lamar. Big Crit, you know, that's my Mississippi dude right there. Frank Ocean. I don't know.
It's still a very long list.
Yeah,
I think
it's quite a long list.
Yeah.
But I think immediately, like, I think those are the people we have songs that we're already working on right now. J Electronica that you know, we hear these artists on, and, you know, we're reaching out. So if we can get, you know, at least 2 or 3 of these people, then we're fine. It doesn't have to be a long laundry list of people on the album. So
cool. Well,
cool.
Thanks, guys.
I've never prayed like I prayed that